So today is our second day in Bajos del Toro, Costa Rica, and right now we're just walking along the nature trail at Catarata del Toro, which is the largest waterfall in Costa Rica and one of the oldest ones that's been open to the public in Bajos del Toro. So we're staying at the guest house at Catarata del Toro. So we're just walking around this nature trail right before breakfast, and then we're gonna fuel up on a typical Costa Rican breakfast, and we're gonna head out and do some more exploring today. Probably a bunch of waterfalls. Try and get to the Parque Nacional San Juan, Castro, Blanco, and see if we can explore that. There's not a lot of information on it. One of the cool things about Catarata del Toro is it's closed to the public on Sunday. So if you're staying at the guest house, you have it all to yourself, and there's only 3 rooms at the guest house. So it is a popular tourist destination, but if you stay at the guest house, you can have it all to yourself on Sundays. So first up today, we decided to explore this Juan Castro Blanco National Park. We were excited because it looks like there's not a lot of infrastructure built up. There is kind of one trail, it's 2 kilometers long. Doesn't look like they encourage going off the trail, and there look like some cool canyons and cliffs up that way, but he said it's private property going up to there. He doesn't recommend it, but we'll see if we can find any little secret hidden gems off the track here in Juan Castro Blanco. We are only the second people in the month of April to have visited the park. The ride in is really rough road. You need 4-wheel drive to get here, so I can see why not a lot of people come here. The fact that they don't have the trail infrastructure built up yet is probably another reason people don't come here, but it's a huge park. There's access. I think the more popular access is on the other side, the western side, which is, I think it's called San Carlos. So we may check that out if we have time. It's like an hour drive from here though. So we're just gonna see what they have to offer in this part of Juan Castro Blanco near Bajos del Toros. So we were hoping to see some wildlife today, but then we remembered the best time to see wildlife is right after sunrise or right before sunset at dusk. That's when we saw a bunch of wildlife in Rincon de la Vieja, but this would be a good place to come to look for wildlife, since it doesn't get much foot traffic at all. So if you're in Bajos del Toros, you can make it up right after sunrise or right before sunset. Juan Castro Blanco, this little walking trail, I mean, it's a huge park, but they only have this one trail in this area. I bet you probably see a lot of wildlife. So next up, we are exploring the waterfall of Rio Agrio. What's interesting is we wanted to do this other thing called the blue pool, the Poza Azul, which is down the road, but you can pay a combo admission here at the Rio Agrio. So it's $10 a person for the combo, but if you just want to do, like, the waterfall was $3,000 a person or $6 a person, but there's heavy clouds moving through, so hopefully we're gonna have a good view of the waterfall. So Rio Agrio, beautiful waterfall here. I wouldn't recommend swimming. that strong current will throw some logs and trees over, and the pool's not very deep, it's pretty rough undertow. This bridge that I'm currently standing on is not secured on either side, and so you can kind of see, I don't want to do that too much because I might end up going swimming in that river right there. So Rio Agrio, agrio means sour in Spanish. And I think the reason that it got its name, Agrio, is because it's very acidic. The water is very acidic due to the volcanic minerals in the water. So there's no fish, no wildlife growing in there. And actually I read that the water, the mist from the waterfall can be corrosive on electronics. So hopefully it doesn't damage my camera or phone, but keep that in mind if you ever visit Rio Agrio. Now I think we're gonna go hit off the Poza Azul. I mean, look, this is a beautiful hike in, this canyon right here. Mossy, beautiful. The hike to Rio Agrio is absolutely stunning. Now I think we're gonna go hit the Poza Azul, that blue pool, and we'll see what else we get into. They offer a shuttle as part of your entrance fee, but we were sick of waiting for the guy to pick us up, so we just started walking. It feels like exactly like a 10-minute walk, so don't know why anyone would need a shuttle for this if you just hike to that waterfall, but Poza Celeste, absolutely beautiful blue pools here, and even though the volcano eruption affected some of the other waterfalls and pools in the area, this one hasn't been affected. As you can see, there's two different rivers that come together. So the point where they come together, the water isn't blue. But above that, this river here has copper minerals dissolved in the water from sources also related to the volcano, but the eruption did not affect it. There's some sulfur deposits in that other river. We can smell a little bit of the sulfur further downstream. Poza Celeste, beautiful. Absolutely worth the extra $4 or whatever it was that we paid to do both the waterfall and Poza Celeste. It's a 10-minute walk, so I don't know if you necessarily have to wait for the guy to pick you up and shuttle you back and forth. We're gonna just walk back to the parking now. 10 minutes, totally worth it. I'm probably gonna stay at the parking area. They also have a restaurant for the waterfall there, so I think that's where we're gonna have dinner. But yeah, absolutely beautiful out here in the middle of Costa Rican cloud forest. It looks kind of like a rainforest, but it's technically a cloud forest, I guess, because of the altitude, because of all the clouds that come through, which we saw earlier today, so pura vida.
Infamous.